A program is a sequence of instructions that specifies how to perform a computation. The computation might be something mathematical, such as finding the roots of a polynomial, but it can also be a symbolic computation, such as searching and replacing text in a document. It may also be something graphical, like facial recognition or playing a video. The details look different in different programming languages, but a few basic instructions appear in just about every language. We have input, which is getting data from the keyboard, a file, the network, or some other devices. The program also has some output by displaying data on the screen, saving data in a file, or sending it over to a network. We also have math. The program performs basic mathematical operations like addition, multiplication, and division. We have conditional execution, where the program checks for certain condition and runs the appropriate code. We have repetition, which we may also call iteration, where the program will be performing some action repeatedly, usually with some variation. Well, it sounds simple, right? But believe it or not, that's pretty much all there is to programming. Let's move on to our first program. So the traditional first thing that is done in every program is printing the word hello world. So in Python, it's very simple. We just say print, then type out hello world in parentheses. When we run the program, it will display the words hello world. So print does not mean to print on paper or or print out on anything else. It just means to display what's in parentheses. So in this case, we have hello world. So the print is a statement that is going to display anything or any value that is written within its parentheses. Then other common elements that we have in Python are arithmetical operations such as 1 plus 2, 3 minus 4, 5 plus 6, and so we use plus, minus, and these are commons. And then for division, we use this slash sign, but for multiplication, we use an asterisk, and for exponentiation, we use double asterisk. So here, if I run this program, nothing will come out because I just told the program to carry out the computation, but I did not ask the program to display the computation. So when I come here and where I'll be telling the program now to display it, I will tell the program print 1 plus 2. Then let's try to run this code and see what happens. So if I run this code, we'll see that the program is giving me the answer that I require. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 minus 4 is -1. 18 divided by 3, that's 6. 3 divided by 4, that's 0.75. And then for exponent, we have 2 to the power 5, that's equal to 32. Okay, so that's how Python carries out our arithmetical operations. If you let's check out from application, print 2 times 3. Let's run the code again. Yeah, so 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Okay, so the next thing that we want to deal with are values in Python and their types. This here, the first value that we have here is 2, another one is 2.0, the third one is 2.0 in under quotation marks. So in mathematics, I think the first two values may look the same, but in Python, there are two different types of values. So let's start by defining what a value is. A value is one of the basic things a program works with, like a letter or a number. So these values are not all classified under one type, but they belong under different types. So in Python, we have a function called type, which will help us to define where our values fall under, or like which category does our values fall under. Okay, so let's look at the different types of values that these choose belong to. I'll start by indenting this one so that we'll move on to this one later on. Yeah, okay, so when we run this program, we we see that the first two is an integer, the second one is a float, and the third one is a string. So why is there such differences? Okay, so I want to explain to you the different types of values that we have in Python. Integers are whole numbers like 2, 3, 4, 5. Then float is any number that has a decimal point. Whether that decimal point is 0 or 1, the number is called a floating point number in Python. Then strings is anything that is any character that is that has quotation marks at the beginning and at the end. So even though 2.0 is a number, but since it has quotation marks, Python takes it as a string. Then we have another fourth type of values. This one is a special case. It's called true and false, right? So true or false, they do not fall under any of the three first categories that we mentioned, but they have a special type of category. Let's try the code and see. So these ones are called booleans. Yeah, they are not the normal types of values that we have seen here at the beginning. So here, like Python is telling us that the class is integer, the class is float, the class is a string, class is boolean. Here the word class is used in the sense of a category, like a type is a category of value. Okay, finally, before we finish, I want to talk more about programming languages. So our programming languages are formal languages that have been designed to express computations, and Python happens to be one of the programming languages. So one common feature of formal languages is that they tend to have strict syntax rules that govern the structure of statements. Syntax are the rules that govern the structure of a program. So in this case, syntax rules come in two flavors. That is, we have the tokens and the structure. Tokens are the basic elements of the language, such as words, numbers, and chemical elements. For example, in this case, 3 plus is equal to 3 $6 is illegal because the $ is not a legal token in mathematics. You cannot add 3 in the $ in mathematics because the $ is not a legal token in arithmetical operations. Then the second type of syntax rule we have are the way tokens are combined. For example, the equation 3 plus is equal to 3 is illegal because even though plus and equal are legal tokens in mathematics, you cannot have one right after the other. So these are common rules that you should keep in mind about the syntax of Python in mathematics, in short. So another key term is parse. Parse is to examine your program and analyze the syntactic structure. So in order for Python to parse your program, the syntax have to be correct. And overall, like formal languages, they are different from natural languages. Natural languages include English, French, and any other languages that you may use. Formal languages don't have ambiguity. Like, you have to specify everything to precise level so that the program can understand exactly what you need it to do. You don't have to leave anything to chance. So as we move on through our course, we'll come to understand more about Python syntax, in its tokens, and the way you can combine these tokens. The assignment for this first tutorial is to print out the value of pi using arithmetic operation. After you do that, please test out the code in the comment section so that we can talk more and help each other understand how we go through Python.